At the end of the 19th century, the Vagrants chapel was built in Merksplas-Kolonie. It is unique across the world for various reasons. The chapel was built by the Belgian state. They literally left their mark on it. The Belgian lion is visible in a cross above the entrance. The siting is very unusual. The chapel is oriented to the west, so that the vagrants could reach their place of worship directly from their dormitories. In order to have sufficient light, especially during morning mass, the architect provided this light street, which was unprecedented worldwide. The unusual siting also symbolizes the bond between the church and the Belgian state. The main entrances of the secular and the spiritual power face each other directly. There are no pillars inside the chapel because prison guards should be able to guard the prisoners anytime, anywhere. That's why the chapel looks a bit like a station. A single metal arch spans it. The balconies on both sides offered the guards a full view of the vagrants sitting on the benches. Coincidence or not, the state seems to have left its signature here as well. With a bit of goodwill, one can see the three colors of the Belgian flag in the floor tiles. Two toilets, one for the priest and one for the churchgoers, were also uncommon for the time it was built in. The chapel has a full basement by area and by height. Until about 1993, this approximately 900 square meters cool and dry space was used as a storage room. Tailor-made horse carts were used to enter the vegetables grown in the gardens near the chapel, backwards into the cellar via a steep slope. There, the vegetables were stored in rows in the different compartments. Meat was stored in 54 brine barrels in the side aisles. The chapel has been a place of worship for almost a century. Now it's no longer used for religious ceremonies, but it can be rented for cultural activities and festivities. Since 2007, the basement has been refurbished to accommodate the Merksplas Prison Museum. Here we tell the story of poverty, crime, justice and punishment from the Middle Ages up until now. A series of photos of cell doors and cell interiors from Tongeren prison, taken by the famous Flemish photographer Lieve Blankaart, is shown here as well. We pay, of course, special attention to the period in which vagrants were housed in Merksplas prison. Not only the Vagrants' Chapel, but also the entire agricultural project of the Dutch General Johannes van den Bos is unique across the globe. A visit to the Merksplas Prison Museum and Merksplas-Kolonie, individually or in group, is highly recommended.